Joy does not arrive with a fanfare on a red carpet strewn with the flowers of a perfect life. Joy sneaks in as you pour a cup of coffee, watching the sun hit your favorite tree just right. And you usher joy away because you are not ready for it. Your house is not as it should be for such a distinguished guest. But joy cares nothing for your messy home or your bank balance or your waistline, you see. Joy is supposed to slither through the cracks of your imperfect life. That's how joy works. You cannot invite her. You can only be ready when she appears. And hug her with meaning, because in this moment, joy chose you. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Years ago, I printed the words "live joyously." And I wondered if I could ever live into them. Could I let joy in? Could I let joy into this body which was filled with suffering, and sorrow, and anger, and fear, and a fundamental lack of trust? Could I let joy in? Were there cracks where joy could slither in? And so then when I started practicing with Judith Blackstone, the founder of the realization process, and she said, inhabit the body. Inhabit the body. That there's a sentience, a consciousness that's unwounded, that we can access through deep contact with the internal space of our body. I held that lightly because it seemed too much to hope for. And yet, there were these pathways that we could find. One of them is by breathing. Just bringing the breath straight back through the nostrils and letting it release. Drawing the breath back deeper than the thinking mind. And letting it release. We're going to meditate. Attunement to fundamental consciousness, this consciousness that we can experience pervading our whole body and our environment. Sit in a comfortable position with your feet on the floor. And bring your attention down to your feet. Let your breath adjust to you being so low in your body. Attune to the quality of self. Staying present in your feet. Inhabit your ankles and lower legs. Attune to the quality of self. Feel that you're inside your knees. Balance your awareness of the space inside both knees. Experience the stillness of the balanced mind. The movement of the breath does not perturb the stillness. You are the stillness. Feel that you are in your thighs, softening, attuned to the quality of self. Now feel that you're living in the transition between your thighs and your torso. Inhabit the pelvic floor and the sits bone. The tailbone. The sacrum. Inhabit the hips. Find the inside of both hip sockets by the vibration there, by the resonance. Balance your awareness of the space inside both hip sockets. Find them both at the same time. Experience the stillness of the balanced mind. Let your mental life rest. Let your emotional life rest. You are the stillness. Now inhabit your whole pelvis. Attune to the quality of gender, if you identify with a gender, or sexuality. And bring the breath down and let it nourish the quality of your gender or sexuality in your pelvis. Find a point at the bottom of the torso, just in front of the tailbone, and let it open. Receive this luminous thread of energy into the center of the pelvis. Now, feel that you're inside the whole midsection, all the way to the back. Attune to the quality of your power, your personal strength. Bring the breath down and let it nourish the quality of your power. Find a point in the innermost core of the body in the midsection. Let that open. Receive the upward rising current from below you. Now inhabit your whole chest. Again, all the way to the back of you. Attune to the quality of your love. And bring the breath down. Let it nourish the quality of love in your chest. Find a point in the center of the chest. Let it open. Receive the upward rising current. Now feel that you're inside your shoulders, your shoulder blades, collarbones, attuning to the quality of yourself. So you're really present in your shoulders. Find the inside of both shoulder sockets by the vibration, by the resonance. Balance your awareness of those 2 points. And experience the stillness of the balanced mind. Let your mental life rest. Let your emotional life rest. You are the stillness. And now inhabit your arms, wrists, and hands, all the way to the tips of the fingers, and attune to the quality of self. Inhabit your neck, the whole cylinder of the neck. Attune to the quality of your voice in your neck, your potential to speak. Bring your breath down and let it nourish the quality of your voice. Find a point in the center of the neck. Let it open. Receive the upward rising current. Now feel that you inhabit the bones of your head, breathing, letting them soften. Letting the forehead soften. Find a point in the center of the forehead. as small as the point of a needle, and then get back behind that point. And you may see a pearl or a light. Let go of that now. Come back down into the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, jaws, and the lips and mouth and chin, the ears. Inhabit the whole brain. Attune to the quality of understanding in your brain. Draw the breath straight back and let it nourish the quality of understanding. Find a point in the center of the head between the ears, in the innermost core of the body. Let that point open. Receive the upward rising current. Then slowly let it rise all the way to the crown and rest there. And let it rise to the 8th chakra, a few inches above the head, and rest there. And then the 9th chakra, let the current rise and the 9th chakra will open and rest there. And let it keep on rising without you lifting up. You are at home in your body. Attuned to the quality of yourself in your whole body. Experience of the space, the consciousness, the stillness inside your body and outside your body are the same. Staying in deep contact, at home in your body. Let your eyes slowly open. And attune to the quality of yourself in your body. Experience that the space, the consciousness, the stillness that pervades your body, pervades your environment. Experience that the consciousness pervades all of us, every single person here. Let the space do the seeing. Receive. Perceive the gazes of each person here. Take a moment and look at each person. We can experience our own presence, our own being, our own self, our own thoughts and feelings, sensations, and we can experience the presence of others. We can experience this oneness that pervades us, experiencing a deep sense of kinship. As humans, we know anger, we know fear, we know shame, we know guilt, we know love, we know joy. And this pervades our whole body and environment. So you can blink and wiggle and stretch, and still this is here, indestructible. You can see what joy it gives me to be with you, to share these gentle, precise practices. When I first meditated with Judith and inhabiting the body, and I got through these little cracks under the ways that I was entangled and caught, and there was this wondrous aliveness that came in. We can experience our own existence even with your eyes open. This consciousness allows us not just to be aware, but to actually directly experience our existence. A poem. The Presence of Trees by Michael S. Glaser. I have always felt the living presence of trees. In the forest that calls to me as deeply as I breathe, as though the woods were made of my bones, as though I myself were free. A breathing reaching arc of a large canopy beside a brook, bubbling to foam. Like the one deep in these woods that calls, that whispers, home. Presence is the experience of being. Thinking freezes being. Try it just for a moment if you want. Think of what you need to do. Feel where your attention goes, where your energy goes. Notice if there are any contractions, tightness, and then take a deep breath in and let it go at this moment. There's nothing to do. Just breathe. That happens whether we pay attention or not. Draw the breath straight back through the nostrils and let it go. Drawing the breath straight back. And let go of anger through the pores of your body. Drawing the breath straight back. Let it go and let go of sadness through the pores of the body. Drawing the breath straight back and letting it go, let go of fear through the pores of the body. Let go and your whole body breathes. Inez, the doula, came to me many years ago. She said she wanted to learn to meditate. And I asked her what was going on in her life, and she said she'd just been diagnosed with breast cancer. And I said, how was that for you, that diagnosis? And she said she prayed all night long for 7 months. She prayed all night long. And I said to her, what did that prayer look like? She said, I cried and I screamed and I raged all night long for 7 months. And then one morning I woke up and I thought, I have lived in fear all my life. I am going to choose love. So we meditated. Breathe in and let your body fill with compassion. for our own suffering and the suffering of others. This is a palpable presence. See if the parts of you that are suffering can also experience compassion in your body. Inez's presence as love is truly palpable. She walks into a room and is just there. She's not manifesting love. She's not sending love. She knows this core of her being so deeply. But it was kind of strange. Her family said, "Oh, you're living in denial." And she said, "No." And they said, "Well, something's wrong with you because you're just not the way you used to be." And so we came back and we had conversations about what is it that as we become more spiritually mature, more grounded, that other people still want us to go back to how we were. Maybe you know that experience, or maybe parts of yourself want you to go back the way you were. It's like, wait, this is dangerous. This is unsafe. I can't walk around the world this open, this receptive. Well, that's actually a challenge for those of us who are so sensitive to the suffering of others. And as we're walking down the street and it's like, ah, that lady over there, something's wrong in her life. Oh, that person over there, they're suffering too. And then we lose ourselves when we become so overwhelmed by the emotions and needs of others. And so that's where grounding matters. Fundamental consciousness we can experience as the ground of awareness, the ground of emotion, and the ground of physical sensation. Close your eyes and sit comfortably. Attune to the ground of awareness above your head. And then in your head, this clear space. And then in your whole body, as if your body is made of this clear space. It may feel quite thin. Now, let go of that and attune to the ground of physical sensation in your feet and legs. In your whole body. And texture comes in. A sense of the ground supporting you. can find that. The feeling of substantiveness, substantial. The feeling of the distinctness of your own form. You can feel that you exist as an autonomous being. And now let go of that and attune to the ground of emotion in the middle third of the body and the whole body. And breathe into the ground of emotion. Specific emotions arise and cease. That's the content, and this is the ground. And then all three together, the ground of awareness and physical sensation and emotion. They blend. This pervades our whole body, this ground of our being. Let your eyes slowly open, and this is such an amazing thing that we can experience as a group. Attune to the ground of awareness in your body and in the environment, in the field pervading all of us. Add in the ground of physical sensation in your body, in the field pervading all of us. Add in the ground of emotion. They blend, pervading your body. You feel the substantive aliveness, this presence, and in the field. Presence matters. Close your eyes for a moment and listen as presence. First of all, listen to yourself. Listen to your thoughts. Now listen to your emotions. And now listen to the sensations, particularly in the belly, in the gut. And listen as presence. Listen in the stillness.